when I think about, we kind of design these shorter segments to showcase different tools, and sometimes, I think everybody kind of knows that the finance and accounting isn't the most exciting tool or side of your business, but when you can get somebody that squares it away for you, that helps you understand cash flow and predict, what's going to happen to my finances over Black Friday, and how much inventory do we need to buy, and like what are we going to do, like, and all of these headaches that occur. I think that's when, looking at the money can be very exciting, because I'm sure a lot of people here are in it to make more of it and improve margins and profitability, especially during the most important time of the year. So that's why I brought in Wayne from Bean Ninjas to talk a little bit more about that. Wayne, how's it going?
Excellent. Thanks for having me, Derek. I'm excited to be here to share a bit about Bean Ninjas.
Awesome. I'm going to put your screen up here and I'm going to let you take it away.
Absolutely. So I'll start with a stat many of you have probably seen as you are registering your LLCs or trying to decide if entrepreneurship was a path for you. 90% of e-commerce startups fail. And the results really are across three major areas. The first is inadequate cash flow. Second, product market fit. And the third is they just simply didn't have the right team to grow and scale. I'm here to help try to provide some understanding and address this first point. So if you could share in the comments, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to managing your business finances? I'll give just a few seconds, as I know I'm shorter on time today.
There is a little bit of delay on that one as well, but yeah, this is a complicated question. Let's see who dares to answer this. Biggest challenge when it comes to managing your business finances. I know I've got mine, but yeah, right now we're fundraising, so that's my current biggest challenge. But yeah, let's give everyone a second.
We've seen it all, so there's probably not a comment that would surprise me. I'll share, while folks are sharing their comments, a bit about myself and the team at Bean Ninjas. I spent a career as a former corporate climber with HP, Hewlett Packard, really focused around financial planning and analysis. What that simply meant is throughout September, October, we would begin to bring together our sales teams, our strategic leadership, our finance operations, our sales departments to commit to budgets that we would then execute and compare these teams against in the future years. It's something that I really hadn't seen being applied in small business, but it's a powerful tool when you can begin to hold teams accountable, but also have a benchmark to achieve. Once you're clear on where you stand as your baseline and you have a clear vision of where you're trying to go in the future, then throughout the year, it's easy to course correct or understand if you're on track. Bean Ninjas is an e-commerce growth accounting firm. We specialize in supporting brand operators like yourselves through their accounting and finance needs. So what I hope to do today is, rather than just situate and share with you a list of those tasks that we can perform, I hope to share with you a bit about the client journey that we typically see and the avatars that we typically work with in providing them e-commerce accounting support. So the first is Hustling Harry. So you may really know Hustling Harry or be a Hustling Harry yourself. So this is someone that's going from unsure to organized, and what they really need is a scalable accounting system to get them there. Hustling Harry's biggest problem is not knowing how much money he's making and not working within an organized financial accounting system. This is an actual quote that was shared during our discovery process from a Hustling Harry persona. I've been quickly growing and have been trying to implement QuickBooks for our accounting needs, and it's really messed up. I'm looking for someone who can assist me with getting set up correctly in Xero for my e-com store and continue to offer their expertise and serve as my bookkeeper on a month-to-month basis. I have my 2020 taxes due October 15th and still need to file my 2019. So the one important thing to understand is your financial accounting has multiple audiences. So what you need to do is identify a bookkeeping or accounting firm that can meet the needs of all three. The first is the tax man. All of us have a compliance need to submit financials each year to provide support for the tax returns that are being designed and filed within our business. What's the solution to Hustling Harry's concerns? It's really getting him organized. And what that means is setting Harry up in a cloud accounting system. We prefer Xero. Also, within that is separating his business and personal banking so that there's automation and efficiency in bringing those transactions in from those bank accounts into his cloud accounting system. Next is optimizing his chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts is a register of all those areas where you're going to post your sales activity and your expenses so that you can appropriately design the custom reports that meet your needs as an e-commerce brand operator. And those are different than the standard P&L or income statement templates that you typically see or likely have designed on your own in a spreadsheet. Next is to recruit your accounting support team. And this is different at each stage of your journey. Another key tool is designing a bookkeeping timetable. This is simply who is doing what and by when. Again, there's multiple team members you can have in supporting your bookkeeping and accounting needs, but it's important to understand each task and assigning who and when these activities will be performed. Today's conference is really centered around the future, and the future in e-commerce has been in e-commerce accounting has been heavily disrupted by technology. The ease of gathering data and having information available to you as operators is greater than ever before. Some of the tools that we roll out to our customers include the following. The first is Xero. Xero is the heart of your accounting solution. It's a cloud accounting platform, so it's available on the cloud, online, anytime, anywhere you have internet access, and even on your mobile phone. But its purpose is to support the transaction processing or the reconciliation of all your banking activity to design them within the financial reports that you as a business owner need. It also helps connect with leading e-commerce apps and sales platforms to record sales, inventory, and more. Next solution we're recommending is HubDoc within the tech stack. HubDoc is a receipt and expense management platform for document management and storage. Think of this as your online filing cabinet, a place where you can save purchase orders, bills requiring payment, large wholesale agreements that you've negotiated with potential customers. So within HubDoc, you can submit POs, receipts, and bills to be paid with ease and sync to Xero. The submission is as simple as drag and drop on your computer, directly emailed into your HubDoc account, or simply snap a picture on your mobile phone and upload it. The next, which is very particular to high volume order brands, is A2X. A2X provides sales and cost of goods sold postings from Shopify, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and Etsy direct into your Xero accounting platform. It allows for you to spend less time on the repetitive, time-intensive task of manually inputting orders or trying to understand which orders have been paid with each deposit into your bank accounts. Next is TaxJar. TaxJar is a sales tax software that allows for you to identify nexus and then also process tax filing and tax registration forms. Last tool we're suggesting here is Inventory Planner. Inventory Planner allows for you to do inventory management and demand planning, helping manage stockouts and also produce restock POs. I mentioned before, it's important for you as that second step after designing your accounting system to build your team. Here's some team members that provide finance or accounting support within an early stage brand. The first, of course, is the founder or CEO. They provide the strategic thinking. They make the decisions based on the reports or the data that's made available to them. In some cases, that data might be as simple as the ending balance they see when peeking into their bank accounts. The next is often the tax accountant. all registered businesses have a requirement and all individuals to file year-end taxes. So at some point, there's going to be a request for you to produce some semblance of financial reports or data to provide to your tax accountant. They're responsible for delivering the tax returns, and good e-commerce focused tax accountants can point you specifically to tips and tactics to help around tax planning and business structure. The next individual I'll share in Hustling Harry's team is the bookkeeper. This individual provides some data entry, consistent allocations of cost, expert knowledge of accounting software, and reviews the work that may be done by virtual assistants or admin staff. It's also important to understand who you have on your team today that can provide some simple services. So you may have an admin or a VA that can provide some support for data entry, things like entering bills or sales invoices. And the next individual, a management accountant or an operational finance team member, some may call it a virtual CFO, helps really allow for you to dig deep into your business financials, providing insights and advice around what those columns and rows on the page are actually telling in regards to the story. Our next avatar is Stressed Out Susie. So Stressed Out Susie is transitioning from a traditional CPA with no knowledge of e-commerce to an e-commerce specialist like Bean Ninjas. Stressed Out Susie's biggest problem is being worried about paying a CPA, but still not having clear visibility and confidence into her financials. She's shared with us in her discovery form, my business made very little money in 2019, but in 2020, we had a significant jump. And for 2021, have already done over $1 million in revenue. I'm really looking to work with someone who's experienced in working with Shopify stores and who is able to work with my business on an ongoing basis. The solution for Stressed Out Susie is to help her know and grow her business. This comes through the task of creating clear deliverables and timelines around when accounting functions will be delivered. Next is documenting the financial SOPs that are worked within her business. And the next is really supporting in an enhanced reporting format with financial reporting dashboards specific to those needs she has as an e-com operator selling on Shopify. Another solution is to bring our insights and expertise in with monthly one-on-one financial reviews. We use these reviews to really understand strategically what Susie's looking to achieve in the business, but also provide clarity around those levers in areas where she may be off certain benchmarks in spend and things like cost of sales or customer acquisition, or perhaps her wages and team cost are far above what we traditionally see supporting dozens of e-commerce brands at similar size and scale. Next, I mentioned Kpi Dashboards. As an extension to the Xero cloud accounting product, there may be a need to bring in custom KPI dashboards that allow for you clear visibility into the key margins and performance indicators that operators need to understand to have that visibility into their business and awareness of where to impact change to course correct if the story coming out of the numbers is not one they're happy with and one they want to change in the future. Another example here of enhanced reporting, it may be through deep dives into the operational finance operations of the business. So really taking a look and dissecting where expenses are being generated. It may be that customer acquisition cost as a percentage are not allowing for the margins on the bottom line, and in that case, then the cash necessary to continue to scale and purchase the inventory required to meet the goals set forth by Susie in hoping to grow her business. So the key tech stack for Susie is everything we helped bring Harry up on: Xero, HubDoc, A2X, TaxJar. There may be a need for a more robust inventory management solution like Locate, Deer inventory that Susie might require. But the key tool that I've shared here is Fathom. Fathom will allow for you to run KPI dashboard reporting, also cash flow forecasting. As Derek mentioned, you may have a situation where you're trying to really understand how much cash do I have available to make the largest PO restock order I can to make sure I don't run out of product during my campaigns for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And really, Fathom's focused on future focused financial reporting. And that's the big difference between accounting and finance. Accounting is the story and the results historically of those decisions you've already made in your business. Finance is the ability to try to look ahead into your business and predict the outcomes based on that data. Our third persona is Millionaire Mark. So Millionaire Mark has come to us with a scaling business. He's done quite well in establishing product market fit, building the right team, having his finances in order, but he's really looking to take his chips off the table and achieve financial freedom through a business exit. So Mark's goal is really, his biggest problem is getting his brand prepared for sale so that he can exit for the highest valuation possible. The solution is really ensuring that Mark has reliable historical financial records that will pass due diligence. Also, we're focused on improving metrics that drive valuation. Some of the other factors are helping refine the standing operating procedures, and then also including a company finance manual. The more organized your SOPs are, the better your business is going to look to that potential buyer. Will also help around financial projections and forecast. If we can continue to show the great trajectory of growth that Mark's been able to deliver in his prior history running the business and show that those results will continue with an operator outside of Mark, it will only present a more compelling case in the future. One of the necessary tasks we'll work with Mark around is calculating seller discretionary earnings. This is simply a number, a value that comes after identifying, removing all of the add backs that typically are allowable in the sale of a business. This will help you identify and also increase the valuation of your business. So I've shared with you 3 personas. Please share in the comments, which persona do you most resemble? If you're looking for more information and support around e-commerce accounting and you empathize with one of the personas that I've shared with you today, reach out at bninjas.com and simply share in the discovery intake form that you've been referred by the future of e-commerce.
Awesome, Wayne. Thanks so much. Insanely good tips there. And we did have some comments from people about their biggest problems when it comes to finance. Amy said efficiency, which I think is kind of a general problem in everybody's business. Stacy said sufficient supply. So I'm imagining Stacy has builds of materials for her products, making sure that you've got the right supplies and then put it together in the right products. And Antonio said cash flow, because as we all know, advertising takes money up front, which then requires waiting for that kind of return on investment, hopefully through the first purchase. But even with some brands, we can see that it can take, till lifetime value of especially for subscription brands, can be that second or third month is when profitability and getting back that dollar that you spent to actually pan out. And Antonio, that was what I was talking about earlier, is we're going to write an article on tools that merchants can use to better improve finance and cash flow, because there are a lot of kind of new ways that like credit card providers and loan providers are underwriting different loans that give you like really good leverage, sometimes even 0% interest, which is, tough to beat, and other ways that you can make sure that you've got the right cash flow and that you're investing that money or leveraging your kind of success in a way that can get you more money later on, which, kind of reinvests or comes at the small upfront cost of, let's say, a small APR percentage rate. Sorry, Wayne, I went off.
That's a great tip. We often are asked the question, after we get the finances organized and we're able to articulate and display for our operators where they've spent their money, the next question is, well, how can I spend more mindful of some of these strategies? And one that you just mentioned was for things like paid media, leverage tools that are available to you from Amex for 4 times reward points up to certain
Yeah.
limits, and also the ability to float that spend for the 30 days before payments actually come due. And just be mindful when taking those risks to truly understand your unit economics. Do a simple study. Hey, if I'm selling my good for $100 and my cost for that particular product is 40, I'm left with $60. Now with that $60, I need to spend on advertising. I need to spend on operational expenses like
Customer
software
service.
subscriptions, customer service, whatever they may be. And then also, I want to make a buck too. I've got to set
Yeah.
aside some of that money for wages, and that you may have a team. So you want team cost, but then don't forget about profit. You want something left after those 4 major areas of spend, but help use that to identify, am I pricing accurately? Is there an ability for me to raise price? Remember, raising price is 100% increase to your margin. There's no cost for raising price. You just need to be mindful that you remain competitive. And there may be a break-even point. You may be able to afford some reduced volume of orders at that higher price where it still makes sense for you to increase the price. So work with an e-commerce accounting specialist to get you some of this deeper analysis.
Actually, Wayne, I should introduce you to the team at Price Stack. You're plugging a tool that I advised for, essentially with that called Price Stack, which can tell you what that optimal price point is using your order history data and discounting data, and it pulls in your conversion rate based on changes in pricing and says, okay, it looks like if you up your price by $5, here's about how many units you will sell next month. Right. And then it can predict revenue, predict profit margin, and you
Yeah,
can then choose what to optimize for. So it gives you really deep insight into that. So that sounds like a tool you should
that's
be
awesome.
talking with your
Absolutely.
merchants for, because
Connect me.
there's money there. Yeah, there's always money left on the table somewhere. And everybody always forgets that pricing is one of the 4 Ps of marketing. It's one of the main kind of pillars of marketing. Everyone's so concerned with promotion and getting on channel and advertising, but there's a lot that can be done there. But Wayne, thanks so much for joining us. Let's make sure we've plugged Bean Ninjas in chat. If you are in need of somebody walking you through your financials, making sure you're squared away for Black Friday for 2022, that you're maximizing cash flow and revenue for your store, reach out to the team at Bean Ninjas. They're phenomenal. And I took a screenshot of your tool stack, by the way. I'm copying that over. We're going to use that as a framework for some of the operational tools that we suggest to our merchants. So thanks so much for that, Wayne.
Awesome. Appreciate you having me. Thanks so much,
All
Derek.
right.